What speed should it spin at? Any speed that isn't the identical. Bear in mind, okay, you know how like if a clock gear or something, let's say it's 1.00001 seconds per click. That error will keep magnifying over time. You know, your errors when you divide your error, it becomes smaller. That's why you go big and you make a micro out of it. If you have this like an error in a second and you magnify that to 60 and then to another 60 and then to 24 and then 365 and a quarter and blah blah blah, one tiny a half a mile an hour difference would slowly rotate. You would see the other side of the moon. The fact it's the identical speed of the Earth, there's no natural explanation for that at all. Tidal forces, that doesn't mean anything. If you have something spinning on an axis with a center of gravity in the middle, tidal force, it wouldn't be lopsided. That doesn't make any sense. And there would always be a wobble and there would always be a slight spin. There's nothing about that that makes sense. The lumens of brightness on the moon would not be the same all the way across. A sphere does not do that. If you shine a light on a ball, it's different amounts of light hitting the ball based on what curve. You know, because the way light works is it bounces off an object and it hits your eye, and that's how you see an object. If it's a ball, light will bounce in all directions. The most will come right in the center, and it'll slowly get less bright on the edges. The moon is exactly the same brightness throughout the whole moon. That's a two-dimensional phenomenon, not a three-dimensional phenomenon. Oh, you're just crazy. Everything I'm saying makes sense. Everything. I don't know what it is, but I know what it isn't. It's not a spinning moon. It's not an orbiting sphere. The odds that it's exactly 400 times smaller and 400 times closer and that it lines up like two metal cut quarters, machine cut right on each other to make an eclipse where the shadow is only 70 miles. Impossible, impossible, impossible. All of it's impossible. Yeah, there's no moon. No moon. Oh, cringe, cringe. No, there's no moon. That isn't a moon. That isn't a moon. Like, that's obviously not a moon. It's a perfect sphere with perfect circular craters that rotates exactly at the same speed as Earth. So you only see one side because of something called tidal forces that you can't explain. It's not real. It has a 70-mile shadow, which does, and then people just say umbra, and then everyone goes, okay, umbra. There's no moon. The moon doesn't act at all. Like if there was really the sun shining off the lunar surface and it's made out of dust like a kitty box, it wouldn't be so bright that it lights up the night and you can read. In the Bible, it's called a lesser light. During an eclipse, it wouldn't have a 70-mile shadow. It's impossible for a shadow to be smaller than the object. Umbra, that's not a real thing. That's not a real word. You've never seen one in your life ever. Someone just said that. Well, the sun's bigger. No, it isn't. It's 400 times farther away, 400 times larger. So it's exactly the same given the perspective. Theory of relativity, it's relative to your position. And it's not even any of those things anyway. That's all nonsense. Well, I mean, guys, you think that really you only see one side of a spinning sphere because it spins at exactly the same speed as the Earth for no reason? And that's not observable anywhere else, and it makes no sense. The moon rocks they brought back all had brass or they were petrified wood. Well, that means there's wood on the moon. I have a much better explanation. They never went to the moon because they realized they couldn't go to the moon because it doesn't exist. The moon isn't real. It has a 28-day cycle, just like every woman's menstrual cycle in the world. It's a lesser light. It shines. It's the night light. That's what my wife calls it. It's just a night light. She's so nice and awesome. I have a hard time with the moon.